My name is Julie. Standing in the entryway of my father's house, now truly mine, I turn the deadbolt with a satisfying click. The quiet that follows is a stark contrast to the chaos that has consumed the past few months. As I look around at the restored walls and the familiar furniture, I'm reminded of the long and arduous battle I've just won. It all started when I returned home after 6 years away. I was eager to claim the inheritance my father left me, a house he built with his own hands. But when I arrived, I was met with a stranger in my own home. My stepfather, Mark, stood at the door, his tall frame blocking my way. He was wearing a worn-out flannel shirt and jeans, a far cry from the sophisticated man I remembered. "Julie, we weren't expecting you until next week," he said, his voice pitched too high. I told him I'd informed my mother, Linda, last week. But something about his reaction made my stomach drop. As I stepped inside, I was shocked to find that the house had been completely transformed. The warm, inviting home I grew up in was replaced by a cold, modern space. My mother greeted me with a quick hug that felt hollow, and then Mark suggested I look for an apartment. I was stunned. This was my house, the one my father left me. But they insisted that my room had been given to my stepbrother, Ethan, who needed more space as he grew older. And my father's study? It was now Ethan's bedroom. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I remembered standing next to my father's casket at his funeral, holding the deed to this house. I trusted my mother and stepfather to take care of it for me while I was away at college and grad school. But it seemed they had other plans. Determined to find out the truth, I started searching the attic. There, I found a stack of boxes labeled with my father's name. Inside, I discovered his books, his photos, and most importantly, the original deed to the house with my name on it. I also found evidence that they had been intercepting my mail and establishing Mark's residency in an attempt to claim the house through adverse possession. When I confronted them, Mark tried to justify his actions, saying they had maintained the house and paid the utilities for years.
But I knew it was more than that.
They had systematically erased my father from his own home, and they had tried to steal my inheritance. I decided to fight back. I reached out to my father's old friend, a lawyer named Robert, who helped me gather the evidence I needed to prove my case. I also installed security cameras throughout the house to document their actions. As the days passed, the tension in the house grew. Ethan was angry and confused, and my mother seemed torn between her loyalty to Mark and her love for me. But I was determined to protect what was mine. One day, Mark and Ethan showed up at the house with a rental truck, claiming they were there to pick up their things. But when I showed them the evidence of their deception, Mark's face turned red with anger. He tried to intimidate me, but I stood my ground. In the end, it was my mother who finally saw the light. She realized that Mark's actions were wrong, and she decided to side with me. Mark was furious, but he had no choice but to leave. As I watched them drive away, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. The house was finally mine again, and I could start the process of healing and restoring it to its former glory. It hasn't been easy. There are still times when I look around and see the reminders of what they did. But I'm surrounded by friends and family who support me, and I'm determined to move forward. My phone chimes with a text notification. It's Ethan. "Can we talk sometime?" "When you're ready, no pressure." I don't respond immediately. I know that healing takes time, and I'm not ready to forgive him just yet. But I also know that I don't want to lose him completely. As I sit on the porch swing, sipping my tea and watching the fireflies rise from the garden, I think about my father. I know he would be proud of me for standing up for what's right. And I'm grateful for the strength he gave me to fight back. The house may have been through a lot, but it's still a part of me. It's a reminder of the love and the memories I shared with my father, and it's a symbol of the resilience and the determination that runs in my family.